Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I want to talk to you about Infinite Warfare. As some of you may have seen from Twitter and other sources, I may or may not kind of have overslept the trailer leak and the official trailer launch, so I didn't get an opportunity to do a breakdown video or an Easter egg video or any of those sort of things. But as a COD commentator, many of you have requested my opinion on the topic, so I'll be giving you that today. The gameplay you're going to get to see is Black Ops 3, me using the XR2 with long barrel quick draw and some optical attachments on it. I think I'm also running foregrip for a little increased accuracy. I started off this gameplay trying to be a slayer, but as it became increasingly clear I was on Team Potato, at least when it came to the objectives. I tried to play more OBJ heavy, and we very narrowly managed to get a comeback at the end and win. But let's talk about Infinite Warfare, which was announced yesterday. Basic facts are that it is definitely a futuristic space Call of Duty game, and you will definitely be battling on multiple planets. In the trailer, you can see bits of space combat like around spaceships. You can see combat on Earth. You can actually see spaceship combat where you take off in a spaceship and have a dogfight with other spaceships, I suppose is the best way to say it. And I believe there were glimpses of Titans of Saturn's moon Titan and perhaps the regular moon, so there is a lot of space maps, a lot of space combat, battle on multiple planets, and it seems to have multiple factions that you can play as. Typically Call of Duty announces one faction or one event, but this one's been kind of teasing the Settlement Defense Front and the UNSA, so you've kind of got like the Earth Alliance and the Colonists, and they're battling it out. And finally, Legacy Edition comes with COD 4 Remastered. Most of you already know this, but there were some under-the-radar facts that many of you have missed. Advanced movement is coming back, at least according to some or several game descriptions, Amazon, GameStop, stuff like that. They describe popular chain movement system returning into this game. So I don't think it's going to be boots on the ground, which is very unusual given how much they seem to be talking about boots on the ground on Facebook. There will be no PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 support at all. So if you have a PS3 or Xbox 360, you cannot purchase this game. And I say thank goodness. Now many of you have these consoles and you hate me and you think I'm just being a rich punk, but the Xbox 360 has been officially discontinued by Microsoft, and the PS3 is going to be discontinued soon, and your cell phone is more powerful, so there's no need to waste resources on it. There has also been an announcement that there will be a non-linear story, or at least a campaign with several side missions that give you rewards depending on how you perform on them. So I think it's going to be a little bit more like Black Ops 2, where you can pick your strike missions and things like that. Surprisingly, even though we're in outer space, I didn't see any laser guns, I didn't see plasma weapons, I didn't see energy swords that totally aren't lightsabers and things like that. They basically seem to be using realistic looking firearms by today's standards. And finally, I'm going to say that supply drops are probably coming back. This is not a fact. This is, I guess, a rumor you could say that I'm starting. But we had supply drops in AW, we had supply drops in Black Ops 3, and it would be really strange that we don't have them for Infinite Warfare. I just have a feeling they're doing like a company-wide smoothing to get the kind of a similar product across the board, and I would very strongly wager that supply drops are back. We'll talk about the smoothing later on. But finally, there's going to be a zombies mode, which was very surprising to me. I was really expecting Extinction 2.0, but nope, looks like this time Infinity Ward is going to be tackling zombies. I think that Call of Duty decided to universally support zombies instead of other stuff because zombies are way more fun, they're way more popular, and COD Zombies has a bigger brand presence than almost the base game itself at this point. I mean, we had Exo Zombies in Advanced Warfare, which, if I'm not mistaken, was originally only intended to be an Easter egg, and they were going to do more Chaos Mode stuff. Of course, Treyarch has Zombies, and Extinction never even came close to catching on like Zombies did. So we're going to get Infinity Ward Zombies. No dinosaurs, which is unfortunate. However, it has been announced that it will be following its very own zombie story, and will have its very own gameplay mechanics and stuff. So it's not intended to tie into Treyarch's or copy their mechanics. It's going to be a unique IW Zombies. Whew, that was a lot of facts to get out of the way, but it was a very busy news day yesterday. Let's talk about some actual opinions on this game. The feel of the trailer and the game seems kind of like Starship Troopers meets Firefly, or Firefly's backstory. It has that big propaganda, spacey future citizenship that Starship Troopers has, and it also seems to be telling a story very similar to Firefly's backstory, where it was kind of like the Civil War in space. You had these really rich elitists in Earth controlling all of the colonists, and the colonists didn't like it, so they kind of rebelled, and there's like a galactic civil war going on, which is honestly channeling a lot of Titanfall too, because that's pretty much the plot of Titanfall, is that you have the Earth, or it's the core cluster, versus all of the settlers out there, and the settlers are this really rough, angry, like cowboy mutineer, murderous bunch, and the Earth people are relatively peaceful but controlling, and you see the same kind of thing playing out in Infinite Warfare. It seems like the Earth guys are pretty good, and the spacey people, or the settlers, are more evil, but at the same time, they're being controlled dictatorially, so I'm not sure. And I absolutely love hard sci-fi. I am a big sucker for hard sci-fi stories. Almost anything science fiction. I've loved it since I was a little kid. I don't know why. I did videos on the channel about it. But at the same time, this doesn't feel like Call of Duty to me. When I watched this trailer for the first time ever, Call of Duty wasn't going on in my head. I was like, well, this looks like an interesting game, and these are interesting concepts, and I like space warfare, and I like sci-fi and all that, but it wasn't tickling those nostalgia centers of Call of Duty. Every other Call of Duty trailer I've ever watched and all the info, it would be new and it would be different, but at the same time, it'd be tickling my old like Call of Duty nostalgia centers, saying, oh, that's going to be cool, that's going to neat. This one didn't really seem quite that way. It was definitely not COD feeling, which is a big worry for me. I think it's going to be very much so its own thing. On some more positive notes, Infinity Ward has had a full 3 years of development this time around without any console launches or chaos. For Modern Warfare 3, they had their studio split in half, and for Ghost, they had the console launches, and they didn't get the consoles in time, and they had to deploy on like 7 different platforms, and it was a huge mess. But this time, we've had the consoles out for 3 years, we've had no studio splitting, we've had no major drama or chaos that I'm aware of, except that one of their MP devs quit, and this time they can put their full resources, their full potential behind it, and Infinity Ward can show us what they can really do without any other sort of chaos, so I think that's really good. And it also seems that they are 100% committed into taking Call of Duty into sci-fi. Words that I've heard people describe this as bold, risky, brave, innovative, all sort of things like that. But it seems like we've been creeping towards sci-fi. I mean, we had Black Ops 2 with sci-fi. Ghost technically was sci-fi. It was more like a dystopian apocalyptic thing. Advanced Warfare, very much so. It was more like a near future. Black Ops 3 was pretty much sci-fi at this point, but they're just really taking it out there into outer space, literally this time around. And I think that Call of Duty moving into science fiction is more like a company-wide push or an Activision top-down push to all the studios for several reasons. Number one is freedom of narrative. As you saw in the History of Call of Duty series, one of the big reasons that the Infinity Ward wanted to move out of World War II is they wanted to have more freedom with their narratives, and it's not like, well, you know, we know the Allies win this war, and we know how this battle plays out. They wanted to do something new and unique that people couldn't, you know, predict, and in the same way, they want to move it further into the future so they can get increasingly free with their narrative and their stories and factions and things like that. There's also no need for gun licensing. Gun licensing is expensive. If you want to use a Remington rifle, or if you want to use anything that's owned by any, I think even the Russians still own the trademark on the Kalashnikov, like, you have to pay people to use real guns. You can't just, you know, copy and paste and put these models in there without paying companies. So moving into the future means no gun licensing, which saves money. All of the competition is future-based. Every game that competes with this Infinite Warfare is future-based. That's Halo 5 or 6, whenever that comes out. Titanfall 2, even Overwatch, even though it's still Activision, is somewhat sci-fi based and in the future. There's almost no past games. Like, nobody's really going back and playing these old, like, modern warfare, literally modern, like as in current warfare or World War II games. They're all doing these future stuff, so they're trying to keep up with that. Also, by moving the game into the future, there is no limit to technology or movement mechanics, and by no limit, I mean significantly advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, so there's not really a need to explain how the guns work, or why you can run on walls, or why you can boost and slide and dash and teleport and have crazy abilities and this kind of stuff. Like, the further you move into the future, the less necessary it is to explain that, because we just kind of assume the technology is so good it's like magic. And this also allows for more game mechanics. Game devs love changing stuff up. They love having lots of options. They love having complex game mechanics. This gives them a way to do that. And generally speaking, more fun and interesting maps. I kind of like the maps in Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare, like the spacey future ones. You can do really crazy stuff with sci-fi maps that you can't do with regular ones. But my question is, at the point where we've done all of this, where we've moved into the future and we have a new narrative, no licensed guns, you know, we're keeping up with competition, we have advanced movement, we have crazy sci-fi maps, is the game still Call of Duty at that point? Like, is it really still COD? Is it the same thing that we all fell in love with back in the day? Or is it transitioning into a completely new beast and monster? And I'm not sure, and I'm really afraid that the space setting is going to turn off a lot of people. The like-to-dislike ratio on the video is pretty poor at this point, but Modern Warfare Remastered is coming, and that will absolutely sure as hell be boots on the ground and that classic COD 4 action that you love, and that's really what I'm hyped for. I am more hyped for Modern Warfare Remastered than I am for Infinite Warfare. Going to be doing an in-depth on both, but I might start off with MW Remastered. That's going to be good, that's going to be dope, it's going to be multiplayer, and as for Infinite Warfare, we're just going to have to sit and wait and see what crops up at E3 and see how the multiplayer plays and judge later on, because there's only so much we can judge from a trailer. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.